Hi everyone, it's your girl Christina Awesome back with another video. Thanks for tuning into my channel, Prosper with Christina. So today I'm just going to go over, just a quick video going over a little bit more training. I hope all of y'all, my subscribers, anyone who is looking to either maybe start working online, start their own business, or if you already do work online or have your own business and you're just struggling, I hope all of these tips and strategies, this free training definitely helps you succeed, be more consistent, see more sales or more income coming your way and all of that good stuff. So I'm going to go to the file section right here because that's where I have all of my training documents and PDFs or whatever located. We're going to go to this one right here on the top. We've already done free training 101 through 104. We're going to do free training 105 today. View file. Okay, so this one's just like in text form. So I'm just going to quickly go over it. And of course, if y'all have any questions or even your own tips or anything that maybe I didn't include or share right here that you want to add in the comment section down below, you are more than welcome to do that. If it's something that has personally helped you succeed, go right for it. Okay, so here are 14 Facebook tips that are going to maximize your reach, your likes, and interactions, which is all in turn going to drive more awareness to you and your business. When you have a business, when you're an entrepreneur, a small business owner, anything like that, it's all about, your reach, getting your business out there, because really at the end of the day, if people do not know that you have a business, then you're not going to be getting any money. You're not going to have any customers, any clients, anything like that. So 1, you want to be professional. Your Facebook page, your timeline, Facebook group, whatever it is that, you're sharing your products or your services or whatever on, it should look professional. It should look serious, and be representing, be a representative of your brand, your business, who you are, what you do, what you offer, whatever it is that you promote. I've talked about this in my other trainings and everything, but if you don't look professional, if you're talking about, things that may cause people to argue with you or disagree, different beliefs and everything, talking about baby mama drama, politics, religion, anything like that, those are the kind of things that you definitely want to stay clear of. If it doesn't have to do about your business, then you want to stay clear of that. You want to look professional. You want it to represent same thing as in a regular business, like offline, like if you had a storefront, your own company or whatever, there's a certain level of respect and composure, how you come off towards people, you need to be professional, as professional as you can be, because you're representing your business, you're representing your company, your brand, and you want people to know that, of course, you're serious, you mean business, let them know what your goals are, your plans are, okay, this is your product, this is your service, this is what you're here for, to help people to solve this problem, things like that. So do not post things that you wouldn't want coworkers or customers or your clients or even your suppliers to see. You don't want to alienate or turn people off, or turn off even potential followers or customers or clients, because at the end of the day, that's going to hurt your business. At the end of the day, that's less money in your pocket. So as a rule, don't, ever make a post about, hey, I went partying last Friday night. It was awesome, dude. I got so wasted. I got so drunk. I hooked up with this guy. It was all, you don't want me talking about anything like that. Drinking, anything vulgar, profanity. You don't want to be cussing up a storm and bashing people and putting others down, because at the end of the day, I'm not going to do business with somebody who acts and talks like that, who treats people like that. I'm not going to do business with them. I'm not going to buy from them. That's a turnoff for me right there if somebody, is like that. And, so do you not think that you're not going to be turning off other people as well? You're going to be losing money. And, that's the last thing you want to do in a business is lose money. So don't be posting anything like that or anything vulgar, inappropriate pictures, anything like that. One off-putting post, and you can lose a friend or a follower. You can lose a customer. And you can lose even more than that because they can go leave you, for example, a bad review on Google or on Yelp, and that'll turn other people off, so you just lost more customers. They're not going to go to you. They're going to go to your competition. Your competition, that company, that business, they're going to get their money and then you're not getting it. So you're losing business, you're losing customers, you're losing money. Who knows, you may even go out of business. So you're hurting your reputation. You're hurting your business. You're hurting your income when you do that. So do not do that. Like I said, you can lose a friend, a follower, a customer, a client. You can even lose more people than that, and you won't even know it because, again, they could leave you a bad review, and that turns other customers away. So you don't want that. So I hope y'all understood what I meant by all of that. Just be professional. 2, smart security. Allow your posts to be publicly visible. This is something else, but this is kind of like a review, basically. Me just, going over more explaining, like on Facebook. If you have a business, I understand there are people that maybe have their privacy settings, put on to their friends only, only people on their friends list can see their posts and everything, and they do that for privacy purposes and things like that. But at the end of the day, you're going to have to get up out of your feelings, get out of that bubble, because if you are running a business, exposure is one of the key factors there. You want as many people to see your content as possible. You want as many people to see your business, like, hey, I'm a business, I'm open, this is what I offer, this is the product and service, if you're interested, reach out to me, that sort of thing. You want as many people as possible to see you and know that you are there, know that you are open, that your business exists and everything like that. And if you only allow your privacy settings on Facebook to be to friends only, well, even if you have your friends list on Facebook maxed out, which is 5,000 friends, that's only going to be 5,000 people that are going to be able to see your posts and see your content. And you need a much larger crowd, as large of a crowd as possible in order to see your content. So that's why I stress that you need to have your privacy settings set to public, not friends only. I mean, if you're running a business, that's just what you're going to have to do. You need that exposure. You need as many eyes on your timeline, on your Facebook page, your Facebook group, seeing your content, as possible. And that's one thing that's so great about, with social media. It's not only your town or your state or even your country, people that can see your business and everything like that. You can post and advertise and market to people all over the world. So definitely take advantage of that. So allow your posts to be publicly visible. Nothing you're posting should be private. You want as many people to view your posts as possible. And at the same time, if you don't know how to do that, just go to your settings. Who can add things to my timeline? set it to only me. Turn on the approval of all tags before they appear on your timeline. Excuse me one moment. That's if you want your posts and everything to be set to only me. And then, of course, also how you can change it from friends only, to publicly or shared to public. So just who can see your timeline? Is it only you? Is it just the people on your friends list? Or have you set it to public where everyone, whether they're on their friends list or not, if they can see your content as well? So make sure it's set to public. If you're running a business, that's what you want to do, definitely. You don't want other people's, you don't want other people's thoughts on your wall. And you don't want to be tagged, for example, if somebody posts about they went partying last night at the strip club or whatever, being a joke, or even those people out there, scammers who are trying to do Cash App flips and things like that, things that are not legit, trying to scam people out of money. You don't want them tagging you and stuff like that either. And I usually get online about every day anyway, so if anybody does ever tag me and things like that, I can usually catch it pretty quick, on my timeline, and just remove myself from that tag. But things like that, that's what you can do, is just go to your settings, who can see certain things on your timeline, set that to only me. But when you are posting about your business on your timeline, those sort of things need to be set to public. That way you have as much reach, as much exposure to your business as possible, okay? So I hope that made sense. So the third tip, be friendly. Friendly people often approve, all friend requests from people. I do, of course, at first make sure that person is legit, that, they're not a scammer or a known scammer that I know of, or my other friends, my other marketers know of. Make sure that their profile looks legit, like it's really a person. It's not somebody, catfishing somebody, or, things like that. There are certain things like that to look out for. Usually if someone doesn't have a good picture or background picture, or really any details or pictures or anything on their timeline, sometimes it may be even a new Facebook account, I won't approve them, because I can't really get a good vibe or a good feel of who they are, what type of person they are, just by looking at their timeline. So honestly, I am, when it comes to that sort of thing, I am picky about who I choose to accept onto my friends list. I do recommend y'all be as well, because, after all, you want to be friends with the right crowd, with the right circle, people that you can relate to, maybe possibly in the future do business with or partner up with. You want to have things in common, be able to engage with them and have common interests and likes and things like that. So like any social media platform, the goal is to have as many followers as possible. You're allowed unlimited followers on Facebook. You're only allowed 5K friends, but unlimited followers. Just be very wary, of fake accounts. And this is like what I was talking about a second ago. Fake accounts, catfish, scammers, creating fake accounts just to scam other people, things like that. Decline those invitations. Like I said, I'm very picky about that. But other than that, if they look and seem like a legit person and somebody that you could be friends with, you have things in common, by all means, accept their friend request or follow them. Get to know them, engage with them, and all that good stuff. So 4, no politics. No politics, please. No one should be able to easily determine your political views. If you want to post that kind of stuff, at the end of the day, I'm going to say it's up to you, but I definitely don't recommend you doing that on the same timeline or the same Facebook page or Facebook group that you do or that you share and promote your business on, because that can turn people away. If you're a Republican and somebody's looking at your page or your group or your timeline or whatever, and they're a Democrat and you're posting like nonstop a bunch of political stuff, that's gonna, turn off that person because you're like, well, we don't have anything in common. I disagree with what that person's saying. You're not attracting that person to you. You're not attracting that person into your life, into your business or anything like that. And it's just, you're pushing them away basically. So that's why I say, if you're going to post that kind of stuff, maybe make you a second account. Don't do it on the same account or group or page that you're promoting business on, or just don't post about it at all. So I always take into account what a potential customer, who is opposite of my political views, for example, would think of my posts. So that's what you kind of need to do. If you need to vent on Facebook, I know there are times I've wanted to vent. There are many closed groups on Facebook where you can, or like I was talking about up above, you can create a post and everything, but make sure that you change the privacy settings to only me. Only me. That way it's not something that everyone, can see on your timeline. That way it doesn't, hurt your business or maybe possibly even turn away potential customers or anything like that. If you want to do that, just remember whenever you do post again to turn the privacy settings back onto public, okay? 5, no whining and complaining. No one wants to hear about bad service at the DMV, the traffic, the bull on your toe that you burst, or how bad your life is. Try to stay as far away from complaining, sounding ungrateful, negativity, anything like that. The more upbeat and positive and grateful, appreciative, and everything like that you are, the more people you are going to attract. And that's a rule of thumb for attraction marketing. Plus, you want to attract the right people. If you're throwing out those kind of vibes and everything, you more than likely going to invite the wrong crowd. Other people, that you are attracting are more than likely going to be the same way, always complaining, and posting things like that. And that's just really not the right kind of crowd that you want to hang out with. A saying that I love, that I've heard many times, maybe you have too, if you hang around, or if you hang out, or around with 5 successful people, you're more than likely to be the 6th. So think about that. So if you hang around with the wrong crowd, if you're hanging out with 5 bums or 5 negative Nancys or, just whatever, you're more than likely going to be the 6th. It all has to do with that vibe, that energy that we put out into the world and that others put out into the world, because it rubs back, off on us. So if you get what I'm saying, awesome and fantastic. So please, no whining, complaining. Try to keep as much negativity out as possible. You want to be positive, energetic. You want to put those kind of vibes and energy out into the world. So 6, play tag fairly. It is appropriate and good technique to tag people who are in pictures, like family, friends who are with you in an event or a restaurant or wherever, because it does increase viewership and it makes your post available to their followers too. Other than posting like everything business, I've talked about this in my other trainings as well. You don't want to post just only business. There are other things that you want to post about too. Lifestyle, motivation, things of value, even some success that you've had, whether it be upgrading or payment proof or anything like that. If you have a team, a downline that you're building in a company or a business or something, and you've upgraded, or your downline has upgraded or received a payment, you want to occasionally post things like that as well. Success, pay proof, being like, oh, congratulations, my team member Sally just ranked up to the next level or just earned her first paycheck or something like that. You know, you want to, where was I? Number 6, play tag fairly. Yeah, things like that is fine. You definitely want to post other things, not only business related things, because that can also be a turnoff. People are going to keep seeing the same thing, and it looks like you're spamming the same thing, the same business over and over again. You know, at the end of the day, that's how you're going to build your like, know, and trust factor up, because that's going to get you a lot more interested leads and a lot more exposure and engagement and followers when you have people that feel like they know you, or they're at least getting to know you, that they can trust you, that you're reliable. And how are you going to build that like, know, and trust factor up if you're just spamming, you know, your pitch, your business, and everything every single day? So yeah, it's fine to tag people fairly in pictures at, you know, things like that where you are at an event, maybe a birthday party, at a restaurant. It does increase viewership and makes your post available to other followers too. However, do not tag people in posts that have nothing to do with them, you know, for the sake of just getting their attention. And earlier, like I mentioned, I know scammers do this a lot. I find myself tagged in multiple posts talking about Cash App flips, and you know, if you can, some posts, you know, even if you can find a name that starts and ends with an A, you know, they say there's no name that starts and ends with an A. If you can find a name and put it down in the comments, you'll be in a drawing to win $2,500. Something like that, for example. You know, BS posts like that. Scammers do that, and it's just annoying when they tag you in those things, and of course that tag shows up on your timeline and it looks sketchy, and I'm just like, no, remove me and block that person. So yeah, play tag fairly. Do not tag people in posts that have nothing to do with them for the sake of just getting their attention. It's definitely a turn off, and it's annoying. Okay? 7, rock your profile picture. If your profile picture has you shirtless, you know, or is you taking a selfie in a mirror, something like that. I'm not really you know, the shirtless thing, yeah. The taking a selfie in the mirror, I guess, ain't too bad if it's a good picture. But the shirtless thing, you know, you don't want to be nude promoting that. You know, you don't want to be inappropriate, basically. So just immediately stop reading this and go change it. It needs to be a good picture, and it needs to be one of you. Not your dog, not an avatar or something that you like that you found online, not nothing Pokemon or anything like that. It needs to be a picture of you. That way people can see that you are you. You are a real person. You're legit. This is who you are. This is what you look like. This is your profile. So, you know, if it's anything other than that, you could look ridiculous. You could look unprofessional. You definitely could put out the wrong vibes. This is not LinkedIn, so you don't necessarily have to have a professional headshot. But, you know, you do have to have an interesting picture. So that you want to have a good cover photo as well, maybe of yourself or your lifestyle, something motivational, maybe something to do about your business, like a marketing ad or something. So you want to have a picture that represents you or your brand and creates conversation. The goal is to get people to interact with you, to attract people to you, you know, any way you can, basically. Sometimes when I have little to post about, or when you may have little to post about, which you can normally find just about anything to post about daily, but what you can do is, you know, change your profile picture. It can generate, you know, a lot of interest, you know, keep it up to date. You know, if you have a picture on there from 10 years ago, you know, maybe you had long hair and blonde hair since then, you were single, you know, yada yada, and now 10 years later, you've got short hair, brown hair, you're engaged or you're married and you're a parent, you want to keep it fresh. You want to keep it up to date. Make sure the lighting's decent, things like that. So, number 8, like a lot. The more you like someone's post, the more of their posts you will see, and they will see more of your posts as well. That's just, how that Facebook algorithm works. And not only do you have to just like a post, it'll even reach up higher on the news feed if you heart posts. You react differently to posts and things like that. So, when you pass a post and you don't actually click like or anything like that, or any of the other reactions, Facebook thinks that you really don't like that person's post, and they'll stop showing them to you. So, like, heart, wow, as many posts, every day as you can. Of course, unless you really don't like it, if it's not something that is appropriate or that interests you, motivates you, or anything like that. Don't do it like so much to where you're spamming, and you don't want to give Facebook a reason to throw you in Facebook jail, of course, but you should get the hint. So, where was I? Okay. Also, right here. Also, I don't stand on ceremony. So, even like if somebody doesn't like my stuff, of course, there are going to be people out there that don't like your content, but they're watching you anyways. So, that's something I always say. People are always watching you, whether they comment or not, whether they like or wow or share or heart your posts. People are always watching. Don't take it to heart, even if someone doesn't like my stuff. I'm going to like their stuff or their posts. Anyways, if it's something I like, it's motivational, it can bring value. If they post about, somebody just had a baby, it was their birthday, I'm going to be like, wow, congratulations, or happy birthday. Or somebody posted something motivational, I'll be like, I love this, I can totally relate, you're absolutely right, I agree 100%, just whatever. It's good for me. I do love to engage. And even if they're not really engaging with you, that's a way for you to actually open up the door in order to start engaging with that person. And like we talked about earlier, they'll start seeing more of your posts, and vice versa. So, 9. Was we already not? Okay, yeah, 9. Like comments. Like, every comment on your posts. If a person took the time to comment, you should acknowledge it, not ignore it, because it does build interaction and rewards him or her for doing so. So, yeah, you can like or heart people's comments as well. She'll be more likely to interact with you again, and Facebook will be more likely to show them your posts. The goal is to get as many likes and comments on a post as possible. Again, that's just how the Facebook algorithm works. So, 10. It's a happy birthday, and I kind of touched up on this a little bit. Wish every friend a happy birthday, even if you don't know the person. Even if you don't know the person, you can just write maybe on their timeline or just private message them, happy birthday, I hope you have a wonderful day, something like that. So I do try to do it every morning, kind of like a ritual. Facebook does show people's birthdays and everything, so you can usually just about every day somebody has a birthday going on, whether they're your friend or not. So just, be kind and polite, reach out to them, wish them a happy birthday. It's a chance to increase interaction with friends, see what they're up to, or possibly to become friends with someone, get some more followers, things like that. Sometimes it even reminds me that I need to contact them for some business or personal reason, if it's a family member or friend, or even if it's a marketer, and we were talking about joining this and that, and I just never got in touch with them, or, whatever. So, do that. It doesn't take but a couple minutes, really, if even that, to go through the list, each day that Facebook has, letting you know whose birthday it is. So, 11, always post with a picture. Now, I'd say 98% of the time I do this. There are a couple times when I make a post on Facebook, I may not use a picture. But yeah, most of the time I use a picture, and this is why. So never make a text-only post. You can, but it's better if you add like a picture or something to it. Because picture posts get much more interaction from the viewer, and Facebook promotes those posts more. So that's the reason why. That's just, how it is. So even if it's a holiday, wish to your Facebook friends, make sure to use a picture. There are ways that you can get a picture, like myself, I am a freelance graphic designer, so I do like to go and make my own content. There is ways that you can go on places like Google and go to images. You can find pictures and everything to use on there. Just make sure that you're able to use it. Just be careful when getting pictures and everything like that. You can also go on Pinterest, search and find certain pictures that you can use that way. But yeah. So 12. Instagram is a post booster. When possible, post a picture on Instagram and click the share to Facebook button. Not only does it give your picture 2 chances to get noticed, Facebook promotes Instagram pictures more than pictures posted directly, and you have the ability to edit the post on Facebook later, adding comments and picture tags. So yeah. So take advantage of that share to Facebook button on Instagram. It'll share it both on your Instagram and on your Facebook. 13. Timing is everything. The timing of posts is crucial because Facebook promotes your post to more of your followers if and only if it gets likes and comments quickly. So I believe it's on Facebook if you get 10 or more comments within the first hour, it'll show your post up higher on the news feed for more people to see. So, this sometimes requires trial and error to see when your followers react best, like what time of the day, is it morning time, afternoon, evening, whatever. Posting business-related posts late at night, for example, like at midnight or 2 in the morning, could possibly be like a sure fail because, people are asleep. People are tired. They got to get ready for work the next day, reasons like that. And I'm not going to lie, I'm still guilty of doing this because I'm like sometimes, I'm up before I go to bed. There's maybe a post or something I want to get out. I post it anyways. And yeah, a lot of the times they are flops. Like sometimes they might get a little bit of interaction. But, I've come to learn where I live, my time zone and everything, it's just a flop. So, I've really kind of stopped doing that because it wasn't getting that much, interaction and everything. So you just got to kind of find out when the best time of day to make a post, is for you and things like that. Again, it requires trial and error just to see whenever your followers, whenever your friends react best, what time. So similarly, making a post that is more personal during the middle of the workday, it may or may not, be effective. I've had a lot of success with posting late afternoon and early evening. Let me see, did I say that right? Yeah, late afternoon, early evening on weekends, and mid-afternoon. Late afternoon and early evening on weekdays and mid-afternoon on weekends. Avoid posting anything business-related in the hours before a holiday begins. Something like that. So you'll just have to, again, trial and error, mess around, see what best fits you, what doesn't work, what does work, and just go on and scale it up from there and just keep doing what you're doing. So 14, be interesting and informative. Content is king. After all, this is social media. Content is king. A post that says it's hot out, is not going to get the same viewership and interaction as one with a cool picture of an egg frying on the hood of your car, for example. Similarly, a post that tries to sell a product was what we call basically a no-no. You can tell about the features of a product or service without obviously selling it, trying to sound like you're a robot, trying to sound too businessy or too pushy or something like that, Every post you make should be thought out carefully on how it will build your brand and increase interactions. How are you going to word it? How are you going to catch the reader's attention? And keep your friends wanting to see more from you. You don't want to burn them out or completely turn them off. Use humor when appropriate, of course, because, of course, making someone laugh, could always draw people to you. That's one way you could attract people right there. Finally, do not be overly narcissistic. My rule is for every self-promoting post, I also try to have a few posts that maybe, make fun of myself, You want people to like you. Again, you don't want to sound overly narcissistic or maybe you're always bragging or like you're trying to make yourself look better and sound better than everyone else. You don't want to be that type of person. Okay, so that was number 14. So these 14 Facebook tips right here, will get your posts more likes, comments, shares on, one of the largest social media platforms on earth. You will be creating an image of yourself and your brand and your company that people are going to be attracted to. This is what any good marketing campaign should do. Facebook is free, and now, use it. Use it to your advantage. What are you waiting for? I hope this gives a lot of people value to become more successful. You can thank me later. Do this every day, as often as possible. I do understand not all of us can be online, 24 hours a day, maybe not even be able to jump on every day. We have a life, we have a family, other things we have to take care of. Maybe you even have a job, and that's totally okay. But try to be as consistent as possible. Show up, as much as you can every day. Put these tips and these strategies into use. Be consistent. You will start seeing a change, okay? So if y'all have any questions at all, put them down in the comments below. Also, in the description, I will have my social media handles. That way you can reach out to me if possible. If you want to follow me, friend request me, anything like that, feel free. You're more than welcome to do so. Maybe we can get to engaging and chatting, anything like that. If you have any more tips or anything like that maybe I didn't cover in this video that you would like to share with other people that can definitely help them, that would be appreciated. I'm sure someone would appreciate that. It could help somebody. So put that down in the comments below as well. And yeah, that's basically it for this video. I hope y'all found value from this. But I'm going to go ahead and go. Y'all have a great and a wonderful week. I'll see y'all again on my next video, okay? And if you haven't already, please like this video. Share this video with other people. That way it can help them out. Subscribe to my YouTube channel as well if you are not already a subscriber. And hit that bell's notification button. That way you'll be alerted the next time that I upload a video onto YouTube. Bye-bye, y'all.